I wanted to post an update for my last video. So my symptoms have gotten a lot worse, and I'm going to do my best to give timelines and symptoms as accurately as possible, but I don't have any notes, and I don't plan on editing this video, so it might be kind of all over the place. So this all started a month and a half ago, a few days before Thanksgiving. It started out with low back pain and low abdominal pain. So I went to urgent care and they did an x-ray and some blood work, and everything came back normal. Shortly after that, I started not being able to eat anything. I was just drinking juice and trying to incorporate some things into my diet, but everything caused pain, and it was really difficult for me to get proper nutrition. So that also caused some mental health issues, obviously, because I wasn't able to eat anything. I tried low histamine, low FODMAP. Nothing worked. And anytime I would eat solid food, I would get severe upper abdominal pain, stabbing, gnawing pain. I went to the emergency room probably 12 times, and they would just, give me medication, IVs, and send me home. So I ended up finding a GI specialist and had an appointment with him. He scheduled me for a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, and that didn't really show much. I have some cell changes in my duodenum, and I did have a stool test that was positive for H. pylori, and I did treatment for that, and it's still too soon to retest. I have to wait about 5 weeks until I can retest. But my GI doctor didn't think that my symptoms were from the H. pylori, so that kind of put me back at square one as to wondering what could possibly be causing my symptoms. And I have a lot of symptoms. I'm going to do my best to go over them in this video as much as possible, but it's really difficult without notes, and I just really want to get this video up. I will make another video going really into depth with my symptoms, but bear with me because I haven't eaten in a month and a half. When I was eating, I think the last time I had solid food was probably the beginning of December, I want to say. Then I was just like trialing foods to see if anything would sit well and not cause the pain. But when I would get the pain, I would also get adrenaline dumps really bad, to the point where I would have panic attacks. I had to go stay at my mom's a couple times, and I would wake her up in the middle of the night just frantic. Like, between the pain and the adrenaline dumps, it was unbearable. I couldn't sleep. There were many nights where I barely got any sleep or no sleep, and that also contributed to my mental health and a lot of anxiety and panic. I called 911 multiple times for the adrenaline dumps after I would eat something, because I hadn't figured it out yet. I hadn't realized that sorry, I'm getting a call. I hadn't realized that the food was causing all of these symptoms. I didn't know what it was. I had never experienced anything like that in the past ever. So I wasn't sure what was causing it, and I was just doing my best to try to get as much nutrition as possible. And again, I'm having really bad brain fog, and it's really difficult for me to speak properly, and I'm just not myself right now at all. So just bear with me. I really just want to get this video up. I want to document this as much as I can and just make this as public as possible. So this is what would happen when I would eat. I would get fuzzy all over, like the feeling when like your arm falls asleep, but it was all over my entire body. I felt like my vision was off, but that's hard to really describe, because it wasn't like I was dizzy or blurry or anything, but it was just like off. Like I just didn't feel like I could see correctly, if that makes sense. And then I would also get a tight throat, which I still get that, and I still get the tingling, and I also feel like my circulation is really off. Like I could have my leg up, cross-legged for like 2 seconds and my legs are falling asleep. Like I've never had that issue before. Or when I'm sitting on the toilet, my legs fall asleep within just like a couple minutes. Like normally it would take a good 10 minutes for them to fall asleep previously to this. And then also, and this is probably because I've been sedentary a lot, I haven't been physically active, but my heart rate's been getting really high just from even rolling over in bed. Like it'll go from 70 to 90 just from rolling over. And I know people have mentioned POTS, but I don't think POTS is the cause of all of these issues that I'm having. Like the pain, I've looked into POTS. But but I still want to mention it because it is one of my symptoms. I also have heartburn, and even after taking a PPI for 2 weeks, because that was included with my treatment for the H. pylori, I was still getting heartburn and a tight throat, and that would happen a lot after I would eat. And then now I'm just on the elemental diet, but today I have to go back to this protein powder that I was using because my elemental diet isn't going to come for probably another 3 or 4 days, even though I paid for priority shipping, but that company is notorious for not shipping on time. So I'm going to have to deal with what I have, which is the protein powder. But I felt like I was having reactions to it. Like I was getting fuzzy all over, tight throat, feeling very dissociated after I would drink it, probably like 30 to 45 minutes after, and I would get upper abdominal pain. Not to the point where it was when I would eat solid food, but it was definitely uncomfortable and like pressure and tight. I have constant fullness. It's always there. Right now it's there all day. All I had today was some electrolytes. I've been drinking Element electrolytes. They're flavored, which is nice because I'm not able to eat, and you know, it's nice to have like a little bit of flavor at least. I think it's like lime, and then there's a watermelon one. But like right now, even as we speak, I'm having slight adrenaline dumps. Like it's very strange because I'm not anxious and nothing's happening that's stressful. I'm just making a video. So it's not to the point where I'm gonna have a panic attack, but it's like when my stomach fills up with like solid food, then it's like triggering this fight or flight response, which I've never had an eating disorder. Before this, I was almost 200 pounds. I'm now 158 pounds. So I've lost, what is that, like 25, I can't do the math, like 25 pounds in this month and a half. It's actually almost been 2 months, I believe. Yeah, I think it's coming up on 2 months here in a week or two. Again, it's hard for me to really make sense of timelines and make it really like clear and perfect for you guys. I'm really trying my best to like make this understandable, but it's just hard because my brain is not my normal brain right now. But yeah, so definitely feeling very uncomfortable in my skin. After I would ingest anything, like this would even happen with the elemental diet, I would get really bad intrusive thoughts. And it wasn't like I could be like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, no, it was seriously horrible intrusive thoughts to the point where I was scared to be alone with myself. And, you know, that's gotten better. I don't even want to say that because I feel like I'm going to jinx myself, but that's gotten better. I'm just strictly on the elemental diet. I don't know if you can hear like my throat. Like it sounds like I'm being choked. That's what it sounds like. My throat feels tight constantly. And like I can drink, I can talk, but I constantly feel like there's like a bubble or a ball in my throat. And today I had an appointment with my GI doctor, and he said that he believes I have functional dyspepsia, which I've looked into that, and people with functional dyspepsia can still eat. I'm not able to eat anything. I've tried low FODMAP, low histamine. I've tried soft, pureed foods. Nothing works. I've tried everything. The only thing that I'm able to tolerate is the elemental diet. That's it. And, you know, and he also mentioned something about possibly maybe ARFID, but this is not that to me. And I did tell him I've never had a problem. Like I would go to Crumble Cookie and get a whole box of Crumble Cookies and Chinese food. Like not every day, but I like to eat. And, you know, I don't want to be this skinny. I don't want to be, you know, I enjoyed actually having weight on me because I was always skinny when I was younger, and, you know, having weight on me, I was proud of it. I was like, I feel good. Like I feel good in my body, you know, like I was never like worried about, you know, I need to be skinny. Never thought like that. So I made that known to him. I was like, no, this isn't that. And I've never had like food aversions or anything. Like obviously I'm not eating because I don't want to be in excruciating pain and be up all night having panic attacks. But, you know, I don't know. This came on very suddenly, and how it came on with the low abdominal pain, low back pain, and then it progressed into this whole like systemic thing. It's like my whole body, like I'm freezing cold constantly freezing cold, like to the bone. I don't even know how to describe it. Like I can layer up, I can put socks on, I can put multiple hoodies on, I can put blankets, a heated blanket. It doesn't matter. I'm freezing all the time. And, you know, that could be the lack of nutrition. That could be the lack of circulation because I'm laying down a lot. I don't know. I was trying to like walk, but then I got really depressed and I just wasn't walking, and I still am depressed. Like, I mean, look at me. If you look at my other videos, I don't look like this. Like, you can compare it. I'm not myself right now. I'm a shell of who I once was. And my doctor mentioned something about gut-brain access, and this is something I wanted to talk about mainly to see if anybody else has experienced. And if this video cuts off, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of storage on my phone. I'm still going to post it if it cuts off, but I'm just going to keep talking until it does that. I'll probably end it around 14 minutes or so. But so he mentioned gut-brain axis, and he's been saying that he thought that this was like, he would always like kind of bring up psychological stuff to me. I don't have a thyroid. That was taken out 12 years ago. I'm on thyroid medication. I've been on that 12 years. Never had a problem. I have fibromyalgia. Well, that's what I was diagnosed with, but it's like a process of elimination with fibromyalgia. There's no like one specific test. And I just had my ANA checked again, and that was normal. And then I was going around and on all these different things that it could be. There's so many things with the gut and all these things that I just didn't know. I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy that was normal. All my scans have been normal. And, when he brings up gut-brain axis, then I'm like, okay, I hope it's that. I hope it is. He prescribed me, it's not amitriptyline, it's another branch of amitriptyline. So that, I think it's like the lowest dose. He told me to try. It can take weeks for it to actually like work though. But that's like an antidepressant, but it can help with like functional dyspepsia and other, the gut-brain axis issues. But I just wanted to see if anybody else has had any, similar symptoms as me. Have you not been able to eat with this? Did you have some symptoms like mine? You weren't able to eat, you weren't getting answers. You were basically bedridden. I mean, I'm in bed 80% of the time, except to get up to go to the bathroom. Oh, that's another thing. I'm not going to the bathroom normally at all. And again, I'm not eating a lot. I'm not eating at all. I'm just doing the elemental diet, but I should still be expelling something. And I can like feel it. Like it feels like I'm constipated and I have like the urge to go, but nothing comes out. It's like my intestines have shut down. Like they're just not working. And, that probably doesn't help that I'm in bed. I get that, but it's hard to like get up and have any want to do anything when you're just so defeated. Like now I have motility testing that I have to do, and I have to eat eggs, which great. That's going to probably put me into a huge flare up or whatever this is. And I'm going to be up all night panicking and having all these symptoms to do this stupid test because they can't do a barium swallow for it, which is so frustrating. Like it's 2026. You would think there would be like way more advanced ways to test people, like instead of making people suffer. It's horrible. Like healthcare, this whole thing has really made me look at healthcare completely differently, because I thought the first week when all this started with the low abdominal pain, low back pain, I'm going to be able to go to the doctor, they're going to fix me, they're going to prescribe me, do some tests, prescribe some medication, and I'll be back on my feet and ready to go. And I've had to take time away from work. I'm on short-term disability. Like I can't afford to go see a holistic doctor. I can't afford to do all these supplements and all these tests. And like at first I'm like, maybe it's SIBO, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But everybody I've seen that has SIBO, they can eat something. They're able to eat something. And, it's just like, and I hope I was able to describe my symptoms in a way that was understandable, but, it's hard for me right now to really do that. I'm going to try my best to make a note of all my symptoms. I have some in my phone, but they like keep changing, like the sequence of the symptoms. Like 2 weeks ago, my symptoms were different than they are today, and tomorrow my symptoms will probably be different than they were yesterday or whatever, or today. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. I just really wanted to post a video. I've recorded this probably 20 times and I kept I kept re-recording the video. See what I mean? I cannot think straight. I kept re-recording the video and then I would just not post it. And it's been like a week now. I've been meaning to post a video and I just never got around to it. So this is it. This is where I'm at right now. I'm supposed to be seeing a motility specialist, but that can take a long time to get in. So I'm just kind of waiting at this point.